My husband Rudy was a very healthy man. He was always on the go. He loved to walk for exercise at work, I know. And he was very concerned about his fellow workers. When Rudy started bringing those dirty coveralls to the house for me to wash, and he told me, he says, be careful, don't wash those things with the children's clothing because it has a lot of ugly, stinking residue. And those things were really smelly. And I would wash them, but I noticed after a while that his undershirt that he used to wear and his underwear was beginning to tear for no reason at all. And it was tearing all over the place, and sometimes I would just have to throw them away. And I didn't understand what that was until Rudy got sick. When Rudy started getting sick and he started breaking out, his skin started developing like those bubbles that children blow, the soap bubbles. And once those things popped, the skin was gone. And he was very embarrassed because he did not want his grandchildren or his children to hug him or kiss him or touch him or anything. And when I took him to Dr. Hubler, who was a dermatologist, Dr. Hubler's diagnosis was that Rudy had in his system, he took little pieces of his skin to test where he had those little outbursts of sores, and they were always draining. And so he took some to have tested, and he told us that had ingredients that were found in Agent Orange. Because I told him specifically I wanted him to look into that because Rudy had been exposed to that at the Army Depot. And we made the tape because Rudy worried a lot about the employees, that he was told not to tell what they were doing or the consequences of the use of Agent Orange in the cleaning shop. And he worried about the women, the young women who had miscarriages. He worried about that young Angie that died. And he worried about everybody that was getting sick. And he says, I was the supervisor. I should have done something. She says, but I couldn't do it because my job depended on it, and my job depended on me supporting my family. I had to keep my mouth shut, honey, and I can't sleep at night. So I told him, you need to get it out of your system. So we went to my friend Ray Madrigal to make this tape for Rudy because I wanted Rudy to have some peace at last. And in the pictures that you're going to see, you can see Rudy when he first started working at the Army Depot, a beautiful, healthy man that he was. And then at the end with our granddaughter Tori, how terribly ill he was. And Rudy lost his sight. His fingernails fell off, his toenails fell off, he lost his teeth, he lost his eyesight at the end, he lost his vocal cords. The only name he could say was mine. That was the only word he could speak. And I took care of him at home until he died. And very few friends from the Army Depot came to see him. I could not understand that because he had always talked about helping everybody. Most of his employees that were under his supervision go up the ladder and become somebody, and go up and in grade and earn a better money and be recognized for the work that they did. And I never understood why they left him alone. I guess people don't really know how to deal with people like Rudy and Bill Mayer and all the other people that work for the Army Depot. But we need to recognize that not all heroes wear uniforms. I feel that Rudy and the people at the Army Depot who worked on the helicopter was great heroes. They have gone unrecognized and have gone unrewarded for all the things that they did under such terrible circumstances. And they paid with their lives It was not bullets, but it was chemicals that were used to fix on the planes that they needed in Vietnam. And these courageous men and women gave their life for their country. And I think something should be done for the ones that are still living, because in my eyes, they are heroes. They serve their country above and beyond the call of duty. And this is how my children feel about their father. And his life was cut short, and we did not enjoy him as much as we should have done. But Rudy was a very loyal employee. He loved his work, and he loved the people that worked under him. And may all the people that are watching this tape realize, write their congressman, write whoever you want to, so that justice can be done. And these men and women who are still with us and suffering from all the residues of being in touch without the proper gear. They had no gloves. They had no shoes, protective shoes. All they had was those dirty coveralls. There was 2 a week that we, the wives, had to wash. And so the government failed. The Army Depot failed in not demanding that the right gear was given to all these employees, the right protective gear, and the right way to wash their hands, to clean themselves up before they took all this home to their families. I feel that the Army Depot, even though they say that you can only file charges against the manufacturers of Agent Orange, the people in charge of the military, civilian, personnel offices should be responsible. And I thank God that we got to know so many people that gave their lives so that our men and women in Vietnam would go fight a war for the freedom of this country. They're gone, but their sacrifices should always be remembered. God bless each and every one who came in touch with Rudy and who worked as hard as he did on those helicopters from Vietnam to make sure that our soldiers had the highest quality materials to fight with, that the helicopters were in good shape, that they could come home to their families. Some of them came home to their families, but we lost ours in the effort to help the Vietnam War. Thank you very much.